Welcome everyone to my very first YouTube video. I'm a little bit excited about this. My name is Laura Stranks and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. Just a little bit about myself. I've been a demonstrator with Stampin' Up! Since February 2016. Starting out, I was just going to buy for myself as a hobby, but it went and grew from there. Before I started with Stampin' Up, I just did scrapbooking, which I quite enjoyed, but found it took a long time and you seem to spread out all over the table and then have to only do a couple of pages and have to pack it all up. So I thought I might give a go to card making, which that's where Stampin' Up! Came in. I think I was with Creative Memories before I started with Stampin' Up! Then a few years later, I had a few ladies said to me they'd like to come along and join in some classes with me. So hence I started classes and workshops every month. I do a class and a workshop, which is so much fun. I get so much joy out of teaching others how to create beautiful and unique projects and cards. Besides my workshops and classes, I get together with a few crafty friends to play for play days at least once a month, which I thoroughly enjoy. I've worked my way up since I first started, not expecting to get to the level that I am now. I started off at the bottom level and my spending habits got the better of me and I'm now at Silver Elite. I'm not sure how long I'll stay there because the sales are quite high. I've got lots of ladies in my team, but it's the sales that I don't have a lot of customers. I've got a small group of ladies in my team that are part of my group, and they've become great friends to me as well. A little bit else, some of the best things about being a demonstrator are the rewards and discounts that you get. Just when you do your orders, you get all your products at a discounted price, and you've got rewards when they come through as well, which is so good. I just wish I'd found Stampin' Up! Many years ago before I actually started, because I'm getting a little bit older now, not much, but yeah, I thoroughly enjoy what I do, and I'm part of this amazing company and looking forward to what lies ahead for me. So we'll just get started on today's projects. I've got this card here, which I've designed. I'm doing a different design with you today. This one here is it goes on the landscape version, and the one I'm doing after to show you how to do it is on the portrait. Now this design's been around for quite a few years, so if you just type in bookbinding card, I always put Stampin' Up! In first when I go to Pinterest or Google. Excuse me. And it's called a bookbinding card, and there's lots of variations around. I'll just have a little mouthful of water. I think that's the nerves kicking in. So I'll be using the new Celebration DSP. It's a free DSP along with a stamp set, which I've got here. I think a lot of you would have seen it by now. It's on page 14 in the little Celebration catalogue, which I haven't got. Oh, yes, I have. I'll get it. It's this little catalogue here. I can't show you inside the catalogue just yet, but it comes with this stamp set. It's called Wonderful World. I'm not using the stamp set today. I'm just using the designer series paper, which is so pretty. I'll just show you a couple of the pages in here. I am using this design on my second card. You can see here I've cut them up. That's the design I used on the first card, and you've got these sort of generic patterns at the back that you can use as an alternative if you don't want the busy side of it. These are really, really pretty. I just love the colours in this. And the colours are also, as most of you know, the colours are listed on the back of the pack when you get it. So all of these, this is a really nice alternative pattern. And you'll see when I do the card today, you can do cards that have an alternate design to match, which just breaks up the pattern in the card. Really pretty, those. So that's that, and it's got this new colour, with one of your new in colours, which is Orchid Oasis, Daffodil Delight, Flirty Flamingo, Melon Mambo, Mossy Meadow, Orchid Oasis, Pear Pizzazz, Rich Razzleberry, which is this one here. I did that in Rich Razzleberry, and Sahara Sand and Starry Sky. So there's a couple of new colours in there as well, which is really nice. I'll just explain a little bit how I did this one, not the actual layout. We'll get to that when we do the next one. I've used the designer series paper, and then I've used the generic sort of pattern at the side there. The strip I've put down on the inside matches the front strip here. That's a really quick way. If you can't think of something to stamp inside your card, or you don't want to put a heap of wording and stuff because it's not a real big space in here, I often put just a little strip of DSP down inside. This sending is from the Sending Smiles stamp set and dies, and you get the background die, which cuts out the solid part of sending, and then the other one, which I think it went, oh, here it is. It's on the top. It goes on the top, so you do a different colour, which makes it, and just be careful when you do it that you don't lose the little dot off your eye. I did use these adhesive sheets. I didn't use it on the solid piece. I just used it on this detailed part. The adhesive sheets make it so much easier to stick this down. When you take it off your die, you'll find it stretches a bit, so I just fed it back onto the top of this other layered piece to make it stick down. And if you've got the adhesive sheet on there, it's much easier than using Tombow or little spots of glue, and it's easily to do. The greeting is out of the same set, Sending Smiles, and the ends of these, which I did see a lady do a little while ago, these are the Border Basic dies. There's quite a few different dies, and all I did was put the die, I cut, I think that's 1/2 inch strip there, stamped my greeting, and just left a little bit on each end. Put the scallop side outwards when you run it through your cut and emboss machine, and it just gives you the little scallopy edge with the little stitched piece as well, and just use that, and it's a nice way of doing a different sort of banner on it. So I like that idea. And then I decorated it with the which I got out as well. No, I haven't. I thought I had them out, but I didn't. They're the adhesive backed iridescent adhesive backed gems. So I just put those down on that little bit just to polish it up a bit, and one on each of the greetings, on the ends of the greeting. So that's that one. Now we're going to do, I'll just leave that to the side. The one we're going to do now, I'm using a different design of paper, and all the measurements for this will be in the description of my video when I'm finished. And I'll go through the measurements with you, but you don't have to write them down if you don't want to, because they'll be down the bottom in the description. So this one will go, it's going to go this way, portrait instead of the landscape, the way this one is. It's just in a different direction. And your base on this one, now I've got in the measurement description, I've got both measurements for this one and this one. I've got this one at the top with the colours and all that I've used, and then this one I've got down the bottom, but the actual instructions how to make are exactly the same, except I've added some mats on this one. the base here, and I've already scored it. It's 8.5 long and 5.5 wide, and you're scoring, if you put it, I'll show you which way we score. We score at 5, where am I? Score at 3 inches. Lost myself. Scoring down at 3 inches and 4 1/4. Now the 4 1/4 will make it the halfway mark because it's 8.5 inches long. So that's where the scoring is. Then you can fold and burnish these. I'll just do this bit and then I'll go through the other pieces. And then this part here, the other score line, folds backwards on itself. So that gives you your bookbind. And we're going to glue down in here and hold that together. Now I'll go through these other bits first. My front mat, which is this side, I've done a mat on this, whereas I didn't do a mat on that one. Get that one out of the road. It's 5 1/4 by 2 3/4. That's that one there. And this piece here, the DSP, it's 2.5 by 5, and that one's going to go on there. I've cut all these ahead of time just to save a little bit of time. I know when I'm watching videos I skip through a lot of it because it's something you don't need to see. Then this side strip, I've chosen the back of this one. Most of the times you can flip it over and you'll get a nice pattern on the back. This one here, the white is over here, 5 1/4 by 1. That's that one there. And the DSP strip is 3/4 of an inch wide and 5 inches long. So that's those bits. Then the inside mat, which is going to go in here once that's glued down. We've just got the white border in there, and that's 2 3/4 by 5 1/4 inches. And the DSP strip, I've cut a little bit wider strip than I did with this one. It's 3/4 of an inch wide and it's 5 1/4 inches long. It's the same length as the white, so that will go in there. Now this greeting I've chosen on this one, and I'm going to put some ribbon on this one as well. I can thoroughly recommend, and I've only just got them last week, this stamp set and dies. It is just wonderful. I've used quite a few of the greetings in it, and you'll see the dies, every greeting on the front, it's like a fussy cut die that fussy cuts around your greeting, as you see here, wishing you everything wonderful, which is this die here. And I've still got my magnetic plates, which I'm going to keep using until they fall apart. I know they're discontinued now because they had a problem with them, but the magnetic plate holds this in place. You can use washi tape. It works just as well, which is what I was doing before I got the magnetic ones. But this, so long as you get it so you can still see the edge of your stamped image, and you die cut around that, and it comes out, so it's just like fussy cutting around a flower or an image. And they've all got their own. I started doing some sample ones in here, just the ones that were a little bit more difficult to work out which ones to use. Some of them are quite obvious which ones you use, but some of these ones here, and I was going to do the lot, and then I thought, no, I won't do that, I'll just do a couple. So yeah, they all fussy cut, and then you get these little bit extras. This one here does a little dot image thing you can use as a feature on your card. I used these on a card the other day. They look a little bit like a butterfly, but I think they're meant to be like a half flower. And you've got stars and hearts and a candle. You've got a candle there. I'm not sure. That's a stem of a flower. I'm not sure what some of these are. I haven't used them yet. But well worth the money, and it just gives you such a nice image. You can back that onto a piece of mat, just a rectangle size, and have a colour behind it. But I thought I had enough busy pattern on that to do that behind. So that's what I've used for my greeting. And then I'm going to decorate with, and I'll show you when we get to it, the Orchid Oasis not seam binding, metallic woven ribbon. Really, really pretty. It's got that glitter through, and also you can fray it at the ends, which is really nice look on your card as well. And I shall get to the rest. I've got some other embellishments to put on it. I've used, I stamped this with my Orchid Oasis ink pad, which I think everyone should know how to stamp. A lovely colour. It's a deep purpley colour. Not quite as bright and vibrant as Gorgeous Grape, but a little bit darker than, it goes nice with Highland Heather, Fresh Freesia, all those colours. They all work well together. So that's my greeting. So we'll get on to putting this together. And we'll do this bit first. Now I'm going to, you could normally just use Tombow. I don't use a lot of Tombow lately. I find it a little bit messy. I love my Stamp and Seal. I don't use the Stamp and Seal Plus that often, but I use this one quite a bit. And I've convinced a lot of the ladies at my workshop and classes to give it a go. Sometimes you have trouble with it, like right now when I don't need to, but you just wind it through. I was trying to teach an elderly lady the other day how to do it, but she couldn't quite grasp it, so I said, well, stick with your Tombow. So we're going to stick that down. That makes your book bind down the side. I'm not used to doing this YouTube video because you record in a different way. I do Friday night lives. Every Friday night I have a live just in my own private group, and I can see, I go into my iPad and see the group in there, and I can see what I'm doing and what the ladies are saying and everything. But this one's a little bit different. You can't see. I'll have to check it when I'm finished to make sure it's okay to upload. But my granddaughter was over yesterday. Now, I'm not going to put that on the front. I'm going to put this on the front. See, I talk and I get sidetracked. But anyway, and I'm going to use my snail again. Yes, my granddaughter came over yesterday, and because I've wanted to do YouTube videos for quite a while now, and I didn't know where to start. And she's she's just finished uni. She started teaching this year, and she's a lovely lady. She's just turned 22, and she taught me enough yesterday. She probably thought, Nana. She taught me enough for me to get started. There's a lot of other stuff that I probably need to learn eventually, but now I'm going to put that straight onto there. There's nothing else to go on that. If you put ribbon on, make sure you put your ribbon underneath your mat. I'm forever telling my ladies, don't forget your ribbon, because they put this down and then haven't put the ribbon down underneath. Yes, she went through it all, and I took a lot of notes as she was going, and then she had some marking to do for her. She's a high school teacher, and she had a bit of marking to do. So she sat there and did that, and I tried to keep quiet. I didn't want to keep interrupting her, but I'd written a note, and I couldn't work out what I'd written. This is directional. It goes that way. And also the flowers go up and down, not that way. So just be careful when you use directional paper that you get it the right way on your card. Yeah, and I'd written this note, and for the life of me, I couldn't work out what I'd meant to say on my note. So she's reading away, and then I read out the note that I'd written just before it, and she worked out, and she laughed her head off. I can't even think of the word that I used now. She just laughed her head off at what I'd written the first time. I wish I'd written down the note. Oh, that's the wrong piece. See, that's talking. I'm going to pull that up. That'll still go on the next one. That's me talking. I knew I'd get it's this piece I want. That'll go on the next. It goes on the inside. I'll fix that in a sec. Could use glue here because this snail's going to play up for a little while. I'm going to use a bit of Tombow for the rest, and my silicone mat wherever I put it. We just go for it here, and hopefully we don't get. I use this blue mat, which I probably don't need to for these YouTube videos. Oh yes, that's right. This is going on here. Because when I'm trying to read my iPad with the comments and stuff, I can't quite read properly where it's white on white, trying to read it. So, yes, that one goes down there then. So that's why I have the blue mat in the background. But I think when I do my lives, I can have white because I won't need to look at the comments on the, I better lift that up before it sticks somewhere. I'll put a bit of glue on that. This piece is going to go inside like that, and I'm going to put a little bit of Tombow back on that because it shouldn't show. It's still thick enough there where I've put it up. The joys of live videos. Take that out and put this on here first. It goes that way, and I just leave a 1/8 inch border down that side, and that's still stuck down nicely. And then this will go inside. So I might swap it over to my normal white grid paper that I used to use. I do like this mat because nothing sticks to it. It's really good. Make sure I've got that the right way. I do love, my favourite is doing 3D projects and cards, and when I get a little bit more confident with doing the videos, I will do some 3D ones or fancy foals. This is sort of a fancy fold, but not as fancy as what some of the ones I do. Now with this, I'm going to just put some of this ribbon, and I'm going to loop it. I will eventually put it up on dimensionals, but what I do when I'm doing any sort of arrangement on the front, whether it be flowers or leaves or whatever, I just put a bit of this bit of snail on the back like that, and then I stick down whatever I want to do. And what I'm going to do with this piece, I'm going to have a tail at the bottom, bring it up, loop it up here and back down again, and then I'm going to loop it down there and back up. And as I said before, this ribbon, you can feather it out at the bottom. This one will come up. I can bring it, and with your snail there, it'll stick as you go, so you don't need a heap of fingers to hold on to it. That one's going to finish up there, and I shall cut that little bit off there, and that's how that will look. Then you can feather these at the bottom. Just pull those little bits apart. This is this new ribbon, and it's so pretty. The only one I wasn't too fussed on was the sweet sorbet. The ribbon doesn't quite match the cardstock and colour. The sweet sorbet is more like an orangey colour, whereas the ribbon's more pink in it, which it didn't. So although I did do a card a few weeks ago and put the two together, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I do like all the others better. So I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of this. Like so. It's a little bit cloudy here today. It's not as nice as it has been. We've had some beautiful days just lately. I might just snip that one in half. I'm a dimensional fan. I hate when you put something in, it sinks down in the middle. So I make sure I fill up the back. I'll keep Stampin' Up! In business just buying their dimensionals. Yeah, we've had some beautiful days. The cold has dropped right off. It's not as cold as what it has been. We've had up to 24 degrees some of the days. I'm just going to put that in the middle like that. Nice and straight. Because I didn't want to cover up too much of that DSP. I was thinking of putting another piece around that, but it would cover up. Then we've got these 22-24 in colour matte decorative dots, and I'm going to use a couple of these lighter ones down here. That's the Starry Sky. This one's the Orchid Oasis. I've used quite a few of these, but I've got another pack there. Tahitian Tide, Parakeet Party, and the Sweet Sorbet come in, and all different sizes, and they're like an ombre. They start light and go dark, so you've got quite a variety to choose from, which I might just use some bigger ones over this side because you can see them a bit more on the green, and I like to scatter as well. I don't like things in a straight line. And I need a couple of these little ones probably. I can put one in there and one up in here. So that is it. And I do shimmer spray a lot of my cards. I won't do it today, and I don't want to cause a big mess here for you. And but that's how quick that card is. And this paper, just, you could use any paper, but this new one is just to die for. So that's my card for today. My very first YouTube live. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. I think my nerves settled down after a minute or so. I'm used to doing my Friday night live, so it's not that daunting. My Facebook group is Creative Gems, which it's a private group, but I do have a Facebook page, which is Cards by Laura, so you can hop in there and have a look in there. And all the instructions and measurements and all will be on the video once I upload it. And then that's about it for me. Thank you everyone so very much for watching. I hope I get a few people on. I was looking at one of my favourite YouTube ladies, that she's from England, Jan B, and I mentioned to my daughter last night, she's got something like 44,000 subscribers to her YouTube channel, and I looked at that and I said to Marie, that's my goal. And she just laughed. But I don't really want to get to that level, but I do want a few, which would be nice. So I'm hoping a few of you will subscribe for me, and I hope to do a video at least once a week. My granddaughter said to me, you can record half a dozen in a day if you like. I haven't got that much time, but and then just schedule them to upload whenever you're ready. So I might just do another one this afternoon and have it ready for next week. And stay safe, everyone, and I hope some of you come back again at my next live. Thank you very much. Bye for now.